Hi, Smiles Red Songbird, Tim Michelle Birdsong, Eve, Mother of the Earth, Daughter of the Sun, in New York City. The name of this video is, I don't know the name of it yet, but it's in response to the video I made, Niggers Killed Christ. And I am responsible for God's death. These two videos I made. They're on the Mild Red Birdsong YouTube channel. And as a nigger, and I remember when I became a nigger, because you become that which you love, and you get to choose who you love. So one day when I was about 9 years old, we moved into a new neighborhood, a ghetto, and I was lonely. My mother was at work. My sister was involved with her boyfriend and some baby she had picked up off of the bed of some grandmother's house that her daughter, the mother, baby's daughter, had just left there for the grandmother to take care of, along with 3 or 4 other babies. So I saw these kids with a baseball bat, and they were standing in a field near my house, so I went there. And I said, "Can I play too?" And one of the little girls said, "No, you can't play. You think you're better than us." So I thought to myself, what's she talking about? I just want to play ball. Aren't we all the same? So I was humiliated and disappointed, and I ran away from the scene crying. And my sister said I wouldn't want to play with them anyway. And I felt I had no choice. I didn't see any other kids in the neighborhood. And so I went to the barber shop and had them cut off my long hair, as short as a boy's, like Wanda Faye, the little girl who had said I couldn't play with them. And I would go back to the field every time I saw them there and just stand around. And one day her sister said, let her play. So they let me play. But Wanda Faye never liked me. She was always jealous of me. And I didn't know why, because I set out to show her that she didn't have to be jealous of me, that she could be anything she wanted to be. She could develop her own self into something that wasn't necessary for her to be jealous of me. So I decided to love the niggers. And I started, as years passed, to do what niggers did. You know, I drank alcohol, I cussed, I slept with boys, I didn't study in school, I got pregnant as a teenager, and all the things that niggers do. So I became a nigger, in fact. So when I got on the train of thought of a nigger, that means I killed Christ, because that's what niggers did. Niggers are the people who are being punished, and who are punishing themselves for having been the Hebrews, the Jews, who killed Christ. Now, the people who call themselves Jews came out of Turkey, and David Icke talks about them. They're not the real Jews. They just want to capitalize on the God's chosen people description of themselves. But the real Jews are the niggers. Okay, so when I grew up, I married a dark man, a dark-skinned man, more dark-skinned than me. And I had my dream child, a little brown girl, and I named her Robin Michelle Birdsong. And I trained Robin Michelle Birdsong to be the top of the line, to show Wanda Faye that she could be top of the line, or that her children could be top of the line. And sure enough, my daughter Robin Michelle Birdsong is top of the line. She's refined, she's poised, she's a globetrotter, a world traveler. She's lived in so many different cultures. She lived in Luxembourg. Come to find out, she had once in a past life been married to His Royal Highness Crown Prince Guillaume of Luxembourg. And she lived in the UK for many years. Come to find out, she had been Queen Victoria, married to Albert, Prince Consort, who is now Earl George Percy, an aristocrat. And what else? Oh, come to find out, Robin Michelle had been Galileo, who had confirmed Copernicus's model that the sun is the center and the earth and the other planets revolve around the sun. They put Galileo in jail and on house arrest after torturing him. The Catholic Church did, and he died in captivity. So anyway, that was who my daughter, who answered the call of my birth. Oh, there's another special thing about Robin Michelle. She was not the biological of Edwin Birdsong, my husband at the time, that I thought she had been the daughter of, because I didn't know that you make the babies based on who you decide is a perfect guy to make a baby with. I didn't know that, but that's what happened. And I saw Stevie Wonder. I was an airline stewardess this life, and he came onto my flight, and he asked me to take him to the bathroom, and as we walked arm in arm, we married, and I got pregnant with Robin Michelle. That's really how it works. It happens with the spark in the heart, the spark of the divinity that's in each one of us, in our hearts. And the heart sent the brain, the message to the brain, oh, this is the one. And the brain sent the message to the anterior pituitary that sent out the hormones to the genitals that made the baby. And then when the time was right, the baby was born. So Robin Michelle Birdsong proves to wonderful her life because she speaks French, she has a master's degree, she doesn't sleep around, she's a disciple of the current form of Jesus Christ. She goes to church. It's her favorite place to go. Her second favorite place to go is to volunteer in the library. She reads a lot of books. I mean, she's a perfect human being. So this proves to Wanda Faye Ellis and to any other black girl that you can be a perfect human being if you choose to be. She took violin lessons for 10 years. She had horseback riding lessons. She's been skiing. She passed a test that got her into organization, that got her into private school, so she attended private schools. At 9 years old, she wrote a speech that was so good, she delivered it to the spiritual leader, Dalai Lama and Satchidananda and the other great spiritual leaders of the world at the Cathedral Church of St. John the Divine. And there were UN diplomats there. And Dr. Gerald Jampolsky, who traveled with Mother Teresa, who was a psychiatrist that treated terminally ill children, who wrote the book, Love is Letting Go of Fear, heard the diplomats and Dalai Lama and Satchidananda all praising this 9-year-old little girl's speech and her poise and her demeanor, and they were utterly impressed with Robin. So Dr. Jampolsky called us her parents, Michael John Spear at the time was her other father. Stevie Wonder doesn't even know that she's his daughter, so he wasn't around. And Edwin Birdsong, who thought she was his daughter, was a Disneyland dad, so he wasn't around except on special occasions. So it was me, Robin's mother, T. Michelle Birdsong, and Michael John Spear who took the call, and we